Good evening. I'd like to call the Springfield Local Board of Education regular meeting for Tuesday, December 17, 2024, calling to order. Okay, Mr. Adams, could we do roll call?
Mrs. Frola?
Here.
Ms. Terry?
Here.
Mr. Hofer?
Here.
Mr. Furlong?
Here.
Mr. Parker?
Here.
Would you stand for the pledge of allegiance?
Did it again.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Mrs. Warner, do you want to, we have the Springfield High School and Junior High students recognition of the month.
So Springfield High School and Junior High's National Honor Society recognizes a high school student and a junior high student once a month for being an outstanding student. The National Honor Society students see the nominations without the students' names, and I'm going to announce who the high school and junior high students are. We'll start with the high school student since that student is here this evening. Jack, will you join me up here? Jack was nominated by me. Okay. So I will read what I wrote about Jack. I would like to nominate Jack Lesser for Student of the Month. I first met Jack last year as a junior when he was working on an article for Mrs. Hartman's multimedia class about the Spartan Pantry. During the interview, Jack showed genuine interest in the program, which sparked an idea in me. I offered Jack the option to become involved with the Spartan Pantry as a senior if it worked out in his schedule. As luck would have it, and a little help on Mrs. Weekland's part, that's exactly what happened. Jack has been running the pantry this year. He organizes our inventory, brings the supplies to the cafeteria daily, passes items out to students, maintains our records, communicates with me by email when we need to restock, and he's training an individual to take his place when he graduates. I couldn't be more proud of Jack and the awesome work he is doing with the pantry. He has gone above and beyond and deserves to be recognized. And since I wrote this, Jack has also joined me on a field trip to the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank to see what that end of the process looks like and to help us get some of our inventory. So I just want to say congratulations on being Student of the Month.
Thank you.
Our junior high student is Crystal Ayere, and Crystal is a student who has shown outstanding qualities in academics, behavior, and participation in the classroom and our school. She has great grades in all of her classes, she answers questions when needed, and she always helps others. Crystal represents all of the Spartan standards, and she's an excellent role model. She was nominated by Mr. Skaggs. So congratulations to Crystal as well.
And you know, I see Jack, you do an amazing job. Thank you. You do an amazing job during Cali Cup. I mean, he's got those kids, he's got them right. He knows they know exactly what to do, what not to do. It is perfect. Awesome. Thank you. I know that takes a lot off of Mrs. Warner too. So thank you. And thank you for training a new person for doing that.
Good job, Jack.
Congratulations.
Yes. Awesome. Nice job. You guys can, if you don't want to stay for the meeting, you got like my 900 million other things to do, go right ahead. Thank you.
Our next item of business is board members informal, and I just want to say, wish all the students, teachers, parents, happy holiday season and break that we're going to have, and just be safe, I would say.
Probably gonna steal your thunder.
Go ahead.
Okay. I know quite a few of us up here, we went to the Shop with a Cop. I know your wife was there driving the bus too, but it's probably one of the best programs that we've been a part of. I know my son's part of it. This year I saw your daughter, but it's more kids that are getting involved at the high school level of helping, which is amazing to see. This year they had the most ever, helping with the most ever on the gift card, which some of these kids, if you think that kid's planned out with that pantry, they had a list, they had it on their phone, they knew what aisle it was in, and they were ready. So they were very well prepared, and it wasn't just for them.
That's the big thing.
It was a lot. Like my kid,
Your shopper?
he chaperoned me, I think, but he was buying food, all kinds of stuff. So it was really neat to see. So I just want to thank Kate Thurston. I know she heads that up and puts out a lot of work into it, and Officer Gaffney, and then everybody else that was a part of it. So if you're not a part of it, it's great. I mean, it's really eye-opening too. So
It really is, and it is truly amazing that the kids aren't buying for themselves.
No.
I mean, it's they've got mom, they got dad, they got brother, they got sister, and they're so. I mean, they got the teacher. I was with one. He's like, which jewelry, which earrings should I have?
his
you know?
kid got a gift. The little girl bought his. I mean, you
Really?
really do
Yeah, I mean,
connect. You're there with them for 4 hours.
Yeah, it's
It was really wonderful to see. I mean, had gift cards she could have bought all for herself, but she had, a lot of family, and then working with my daughter and her friend, she got them little stuffed animals, which was just precious, that after spending that time, thought of them to just wonderful heart.
And I think I wrapped your,
Yeah, I think you did, yes.
And I'm like, are they related? Because he told me who it was for. He said, no, that's a neighbor. And I thought, Shop with the Cop, and they're even going outside the family. It was a very nice day.
It really is.
Well, I said I'd update you from the delegate assembly from OSBA, and I will. I just have two of them, and I will end up getting you the whole delegate handbook to you. That's just pretty large. Two of them that was on the floor for amendments was allows districts to charge for labor costs directly associated with receiving and fulfilling a public records request. As it stands now, somebody can make a public records request, and the only thing that we can charge them is the paper. So there has been a massive increase in public records requests on school districts. It actually puts a burden of cost and labor to that. So that was adopted under the OSBA platform. And the second one is a rather interesting one with requires school tax levies monies which has been voted upon to be used for the funding of schools be exempt from tax increment financing, TIFs, allowed under ORC 5709.4 and Community and Reinvestment Acts and abatements. There's a lot of discussion on that. That was also passed. The idea was that when townships or villages or cities pass an abatement, that the abatement does not extend to the taxes, that the schools would not, they would forego that. So they wanted that in the platform, and I would agree with that. And that did pass. That will go into it. There's another one that was on the floor. It was a floor amendment. I'll update you on that next week. That one had a lot of discussion. It was very, very interesting. It was politically motivated. These two weren't. These two are in the best interest of public schools in the state of Ohio. Other than that, everybody have safe holidays and Merry Christmas.
Very good. Same thing with me. Happy holidays to everybody. It's really great to see the community out and about and participating in so many different things. I had a 6-year-old shopper, and she shopped for 6 people. Super exciting. It was my second year. I cannot wait to go back again. I get super excited for it. And the school choir, the band concert, everything's been going good. So get out and be a part of it. It's exciting stuff. Go to a game, go to whatever. There's so much every week. I appreciate the schedule coming out from Mr. Vaughn every week. It kind of helps keep track of a lot of stuff, which sometimes you have no idea. So sharing that with neighbors and stuff too, it really helps to get people out there. Last night at the junior high middle school game, that place was packed.
It was packed.
It was crazy. It was like the loudest I've ever seen that junior high gym. 7th grade won. My daughter's 8th grade team did lose, but it was a heck of a game. It was a really good game, but yeah, it was super fun to see how packed and exciting it was.
Tomorrow's Christmas theme against Norton, if
Oh,
anybody wants to
Christmas
come.
socks too, yeah.
If anybody wants to
Tomorrow's
come.
what?
Christmas theme at our game.
Oh, okay.
We gotta have it.
And we do have the schedule that went out on our electronic newsletter, so we have that on there too, so all you gotta do is just click on that and you can see where all the games are at. It's easy peasy to find it.
There you go. That's all I got.
Just wanted to congratulate our students of the month, and I'm sure everybody's looking forward to their Christmas break, so that's going to be exciting. Get some time off. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Oh, I did have one more. He brought it up. The Portage Lakes Student of the Month will be announced, two in January for December and
Okay.
January. So they're doubling up on that.
And do you want to talk a little bit about their lights?
Yeah, Festival of
Just
Lights
gonna
got
say-
postponed. Yeah, it's, this Thursday was postponed due to that freezing, windy
Yes.
stuff. So at 6 o'clock it'll kick off. There'll be treats and donuts, and it's a pretty big event. A lot of people go.
And all the kids, all the different groups put it together.
Yep,
So it's definitely a student-led
yep.
event.
School's a fun place to be.
School's a great place to be.
Okay. All right, thank you. Item number 6, we have recommended that the board approve the minutes of the special meeting work session of November 18, 2024, and the regular meeting of November 19, 2024.
So moved.
And second?
It's been moved and second, Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. At this time, we have citizen comments on agenda items. Citizens' comments on agenda items are welcome at this time, and participants are asked to give their name and before they speak, and there's a 5-minute duration. Are there any citizens' comments? All right, seeing none, we'll go to number 8, which is payment of bills. It is recommended that the board approve payment of bills for the month of November pending audit. And these were supplied as attachments to the board.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second, Mr. Adams?
Ms. Terry,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 9, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution for payment of bills per Ohio Revised Code, Section 5705.41. And, excuse me, those were also attached.
So moved?
Second.
It's been moved and second.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 10, acceptance of financial reports. It's recommended that the board accept financial reports from the treasurer for November 2024. And these are exhibits 4, 5, and 6.
Motion.
Second?
Okay. Mr. Adams, do you want to speak to
Yes.
anything?
In my presentation, I'm going to show you where we're at. We're 5 months actual, 7 months estimates. It's kind of it'll be interesting to see it.
Okay.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Motion passed. At this time, it is recommended that the board go into executive session to consider the sale of property at competitive bidding. Action may be taken after the executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes,
you gonna go?
motion passed.
We'll be right back.
We will be back.
Next time, I may slide you that way a little bit. Sure. And then, you want to do it now? No. I can do this. Just okay. So, no, for next time, in, we'll have the large monitor here, the small one here. And then, well, this ain't a bad setup. I mean, just, do it. Oh, yeah.
No, I stopped. I'm editing with my camera. I stopped recording with my camera.
Yeah.
But the signal is still.
Yeah, signal still, this picture is still going out on the air.
That's correct.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's YouTube.
At least I hope.
Yeah. As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
It is blinking. Everything was all wet. Nothing wet. I'm gonna see if I can break this up a little bit. Get into the main thing.
You know, Jim, on your camera, normally I can go to the iris, the part around the big lens, teeth on it, and I can put it up or darken it. It's not responding, so there's some button we've got to punch to get that thing to work. But
Yeah.
You can go like this, and you don't get any response.
Yeah.
That would brighten up that picture, because that's camera two, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to adjust, go to brightness on that monitor?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I brightened it up.
All right.
That's red.
this will be like in the top 10 or 12 boxes. Okay. This is mainly because what happens is it gets a memory after say like, you watch one, then the next time, that one comes available, it'll pop onto the menu. I won't have to type it in or look for it or anything. It'll come up.
I haven't got a technical yet.
Really?
Awesome. It's been very good.
How many did you have last year?
2?
Oh, yeah. At the sports table. That's great. I am not. I'm sitting here. Thank you, though. And if I do, yell at me, okay?
Okay, it's recommended that the board,
Yeah, yes, we're gonna do 12. Yeah, it's number 12.
The board adjourns executive session at this time.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and second. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mrs. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes?
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Kroll.
Yes. All right, motion number 13. I'm going to read, and it's either,
You're gonna read that, or you're gonna put the amount in it.
and what,
You're gonna put the amount,
which is,
120.
okay. Excuse me, this regards the Roosevelt property, the land. It is recommended that the board accept the sale of the Roosevelt property in the amount of $120,000 or reject the sale of the Roosevelt property until further notice. And each of us will vote yes or no. Okay, Mr. Adams?
We need a motion.
Pardon?
We need a motion.
Oh, I thought we did.
Oh,
I'm
motion then.
sorry. Excuse
That's
me.
all right.
Second.
This one's a little different.
This is a weird one.
Yeah, it is.
So the first one, if you want me to do it, it's the first one. It's to
Right.
accept the sale of the Roosevelt property in the amount of $120,000.
Approved.
Yes. Second.
Okay?
Dave. Approved.
Approved. Yes.
Okay. Motion passed.
Okay, the motion is passed. We will sell the property for $120,000.
And we're selling it to you? So congratulations.
Very good. Neighbors
I-
will be happy.
Excuse me, number 14, it is recommended that the board accept or approve the following personnel items. Retirement resignation, accept the retirement resignation of teacher Erica Meter, effective June 1, 2025. 14.2, accept the resignation of Administrator Danielle Starkey. Effective February 5, 2025. 14.3, unpaid leave of absence, approve an unpaid leave of absence for classified employee Brandy Beisel. Effective first day leave is exhausted through December 20, 2024. Employment number is 14.4, reassign the following classified employees per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure. Yoshanta Beckett from 5-hour routed bus driver effective November 25. Robert Keller, 4.5-hour routed bus driver, effective December 3rd. And Regina Goldinger, 5-hour routed bus driver, effective December 3. 14.5, employ Brooke Garrettson as a classified substitute per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening. 14.6, approve the following athletic supplemental contracts for 24-25 school year per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening. And that would be Haley Baker for junior varsity cheerleading advisor, and Michael Keys, junior varsity boys bowling. And 14.7, volunteer coach, approve Mackenzie Weekland as a volunteer bowling coach for the 24-25 school year pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening. 14.8, tenure, approve tenure for the certified employee Kendrick Hawks, who holds a professional license, has previously held tenure, and at the completion of this school year will have worked in the district for at least 2 years, and is therefore recommended for a continuing contract effective for the 25-26 school year. Those are all the items.
So moved.
Second.
We want to congratulate Erica Meter. She's been with Springfield since 1994 as a music teacher. She has taught music in several buildings, including Roosevelt, Lakemore, Young, Schropp, and she, last year she was at 2 buildings, Springfield High School and Schropp, and this year she was just at the high school. So we're, or she was at Spring Hill. Wasn't she? Yeah, she was at high school in Spring Hill. So congratulations to her. Danielle Starkey, she has been with Springfield since 2015 when she was hired as an assistant principal at the high school, junior high. And she was also an assistant at Schropp for 1 year. And then she became the associate principal for the junior high in 2023, making it more of a middle school concept, which it's, like the other day I read, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean, so they're doing a lot more fun activities that are there. Tenure for Kendra Cox. That is something that teachers get. They have certain criteria that they have to meet. Kendra was tenured here before she was RIF'd. So you have to work another 2 years when you come back. So this will get her a continuing contract for after next year. And our junior varsity bowling, we haven't had a JV, so, you know, our bowling team, and our girls team is doing very well. I think we're 6-1.
And a 300 game.
And a 300 game.
I saw that.
Yes, and a 300 game, so that's pretty awesome.
They had a video, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Except the
that.
Norton coach moves right in front of the can.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 15, it is recommended that the board deem transportation to be unreasonable, uneconomical, and impractical under present conditions for the individual listed in Exhibit 7. And I can turn the page. Motion?
I'll motion that.
I'll second.
And this is just whenever we think that transportation is either unreasonable and economical or impractical, we have to, and then they're paid in lieu of.
We paid the parent.
Yeah, parent in lieu of,
Transport.
yes.
Yeah.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 16, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution authorizing the advance of local taxes by the county fiscal office for the 2024 tax year payable in 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Chris, do you want to explain a little bit of what this is?
Yeah, this is required, if you do not send, and we send it to both Portage County and Summit County, because people out there will either pay in advance, or they get their bills here, and they collect it. If we don't ask for advance, they'll just wait until the final settlement, which could be about 3.5 months, and you're talking a lot of money that's sitting in their coffers versus sitting in ours. So it behooves us to request every dime they've received with regard to Springfield local schools. And they do a great job.
This has been the same way for multiple years in a row.
Since I've been a treasurer over 23 years ago.
Right.
Thank you.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Over?
Yes.
Motion passed. And I have to say, I don't remember.
Okay.
Are we going to ask for nomination?
Not yet, we're on number 17 right now.
Huh?
We're on 17, service contract.
Oh, I just thought that was approved.
Okay.
Okay. It is recommended that the board approve a service contract with
I3.
I3 Education to provide quick lunch food services. Okay, I'll get with the program.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, so.
Mr. Bar- oh.
Okay, I was just gonna, so in the Friday notes, you had seen what the food services, this is the program, because our old one was going to be non-existent after this year. So this is Pay Schools. It's, we brought it in on this week,
Started Monday.
started Monday, but there were some hardships, some tears, some,
We have used our previous program since 2012,
So-
so there's much familiarity with that program, and switching to a modern-day program, you know, there's been a few bumps in the road, but I think everything's smoothing out, and we're going to be a great program. I think it offers a lot more advantages. More we'll see rolling out, because along with this offers a better parent portal than we previously had for adding money for a la carte items to that, and we'll expand into school office fees where parents can pay those via the website there as well. And just, we'll streamline our services a lot, and I think make it very nice for parents in the long run. So.
this is web-based, whereas the other one was
Keypad?
just,
Just a Windows program.
a Windows program.
Windows-based.
Yeah.
I do have
So-
a question. In the contract, as I went through it, where it says credit card purchases and transactions below 25, and that $1.65 and whatever the cost was, is that borne by the parents?
by the-
Okay.
yes.
I thought it would be, I wasn't sure. Thank you. Fees, I know fees everywhere.
So how are the parents, I don't want to say educated, but introduced to the program?
Once we come back, we'll start first thing in January when we come back with an introduction email on how they create their account and log in there. So, because the existing accounts they have will be closed, and all balances are transferred over to the new program and everything. So nobody loses anything like that, but they will have to create new accounts. So we'll make that introduction once we come back from winter break there. So.
So will that go out through Final Forms?
It'll go out through Final Forms, their email. We'll also advertise it on Facebook and such, so we
I
can.
just thought we would mention it so that they would know that anyone watching would know it's coming.
Yeah.
It is coming, yeah, this week was just to get our people,
Yeah.
so, okay.
One thing that might pop up because of that transaction fee, is there a way for someone to pay cash to bypass transactions?
Yes, they can still bring cash
Okay.
into the cafeteria or
Okay.
school office there and
Good
deposit
question.
it that way. That
Yeah.
will be a no-fee solution.
That could be
Yeah,
a
the-
huge
yeah,
impact.
It is, and the credit card, you know, that'd be something new too, that we would start doing.
Okay, beautiful.
I mean, right now, it's cash, and we're thinking with the credit card or a bank card or whatever, that it might even be more, I mean, even though there's that charge, it might be more convenient for parents too, because, you know, where a lot of people don't carry cash
Timing,
with them.
transportation,
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Answer
Any
my
other
question. Thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes. Motion passed. Okay, now.
Now it's, yeah.
It's recommended that the board name someone as president pro tem until the 2025 president is selected at the organizational meeting, which is scheduled for January 14th at 6 p.m. So do we have any?
I nominate Donnie Furlong.
I was gonna say, this is just for the continuation to get to January, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So I would say, I would nominate Cynthia to continue for the 1 month, so that we have time to discuss this, to find
So
out
do we have to
the
vote?
proper,
I
The
tried,
proper-
I tried to give you some time.
I just trumped myself.
Yeah, you have to vote. You two have to settle your differences.
So who do you want?
No, you
Go.
can,
Well, I think with timing and everything
Yeah.
like that, just the continuation for that month.
historically,
And
most.
previously, it's usually is the past president,
Correct.
just because it's just one more meeting and it's just another smooth training.
Got him.
Okay. So Cynthia Frola,
She's wrong, you're right. Take that to
But
the
Miranda
bank.
has to say she was wrong.
Never mind,
I
I
nominate
was
Cynthia.
wrong. Donnie was right.
All right. It is
All right.
recommended that the board
Write it
name
down.
Cynthia Frola as president pro tem until the 2025 president is selected. Motion?
So moved.
And second.
Been moved in second. Mr. Adams?
That was a funny. Ms. Terry?
That was funny.
I'll vote yes.
Because I don't have
Mr.
to do
Mason.
it, right?
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Okey.
Motion passed.
Not nominated ever again.
All right, number 19 is a new board policy, 2022-65. I'll put it over here where I can see it. Protections of individual beliefs, affiliations, ideals, or principles of political movements and ideology. And the policy, this is Neola policy that was provided to the board prior to tonight's meeting.
okay, so this is first reading. Okay, so believe me, don't think you got away without reading policies because I have a stack of them in my office. This policy, however, has to be approved before January 22nd because it's part of a House bill. So that's why I just threw this policy onto the board agenda right now. So we will vote on it in the January meeting, so we will be ahead of what the law says. This policy simply states that we cannot, for employees, we cannot hire anybody based on their religious beliefs, their political beliefs, any affiliations, or anything like that. Just as we cannot, especially for our open enrollment, since we do take open enrollment, that we can't say to, we can't ask them like, what is their political beliefs, their religious beliefs, and say yay or nay. What's important about this is that this has nothing to do to limit an educator's academic freedom or to research, so it doesn't say, you're an employee, you could still have your beliefs and you could still do what you want to do. We're not saying you can't do that. It's not limiting anything for anybody on here. So this is the first reading. Like I said, we'll vote on it next month, and then believe me, next month you're going to get a huge stack.
This is only a one-pager. This one's easy.
Yeah, you're going to get a huge stack for January, so.
Have we been bad or what?
Oh.
Okay, any questions on that before? No. Move on, all right. Number 20, Treasurer's Report, and Mr. Adams?
Yep, we're going
this
to
is
bring it up on
yours.
the screen. All right, to everybody out there in Springfield land and our people that are in the
Lakemore land.
audience.
In Lakemore land?
Lakemore land. As everybody knows, or I can remind everybody, school finance is basically two major categories. You've got your revenue, and you got your expenditures. We really can't control revenues. Revenues are from the state, from the taxpayers, a little bit from the federal government with regards to grants. So really, when you're trying, like we are, to do our best within budget, it's expenditures. So far, we are 5 months in, which is it's amazing. So actuals, meaning what was booked already, goes through July through November, okay? December through June, there's still our estimates. You see that 3 pay up there? That means we have 3 pay periods. We usually have 2 a year. We had one in July, and you can tell it triples the amount. But, so where we are right now by category is our labor's up a little bit, not a little bit, it's up, okay? But we expected it to be up because we had COVID money is no longer coming in, meaning that our general fund is picking up what the COVID money picked up before. Here's a good number. Benefits, we're under budget by $225,000. Here's a big one we can control. Purchase services is under budget, $130,000. Supplies and materials, under budget, $44,000. When it all comes down to it, this is pretty remarkable. Here's our budget for the year. General fund only, remember, is $26,064,046. Our actual, our anticipated, now this is fluctuate, but I have never seen this close of a number in this size of a budget. We're beating budget by 3,121. So, look at that, that's your percent. So if anybody wants to calculate 0.012%, that is 1/100th, am I right? Yep. So we're doing our job. That's the theme here. We are doing what we stated. We're keeping our cost within budget. Our budget is a lean budget to begin with, and that makes the treasurer very happy that we're seeing the fruits of our labor. Any question?
And just so you know, the way that we do our, especially with all our purchase services and any money that's going out, everybody fills out a requisition. Chris goes through all the requisitions first, and then I go through all the requisitions.
Well, Chris Bowling does it first, then I do it, and then you do it.
So it's being triple checked. So you know, we question too if we see something that's a little bit high or whatever. It's not just a stamp on a paper. It's something that, and that just shows here that, you know, the fact that we're so close on, for our expenditures, that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that we are fiscally responsible with the monies that we have.
Correct.
As someone who used to see the requisitions, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
That three-step is,
It really is. It really
It's
does.
good.
It is good. So there's not. Yeah.
yeah.
So like I said, you know, one of the promises that we made is that we would be fiscally responsible, and yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Adams.
Welcome.
Next, we have central office report. Mr. Boswell.
So a couple items that I wanted to go over tonight, if I can get it up here right. We mentioned last month, but Stop Finder is now active. This is our parent app for transportation. This allows parents to track their child's bus, receive alerts, an instant messaging feature with transportation staff, and to view the bus schedule there. So invitations have gone out to parents of students receiving buses to their email. We've sent out several. We're going to continue to send those out weekly. So you can just search Stop Finder in your email. And if not, the latest newsletter includes Melinda Hamilton's email address to email her, and she can work out any issues if for some reason you did not get your invitation to join Stop Finder. We have had just a little over 300 parents join Stop Finder so far. As with any new implementation, a couple issues, but nothing, one we're still working on there, but most issues resolve very quickly. Haven't heard a ton of feedback, but what I have heard has been generally positive. I've been using it. It's great because, you know, we can set an alert, you know, a mile down the road to say the bus is a mile away and have time to make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be if they weren't already for whatever reason. So that's really great. So I think that's been working very well. The second item I wanted to discuss tonight or showcase is going to be coming out after winter break, and this is along with the upgrades that we're making to food services here, is we're going to bring our menus into the 21st century. We are working on updating the offerings on those menus as part of the process. Right now, it's been kind of just transitioning between the printed magnets or printed, you know, hang on the fridge with a magnet menus, which will still be available for those that, you know, enjoy that. But this will be available. And you can come on here, you can find your school and what menu you want to look at. And this will look very familiar to the school menu, but the big difference here is this is interactive. So as a parent, I can go here and check out the cheeseburger that we're having and find out all the nutritional information about it, see what items being used there specifically, the serving sizes. Where this really comes in, because, you know, I know that most parents are probably not going to sit there and see exactly how many calories. This comes in really handy for parents with students with allergies. They can filter out allergens there on the side, build a, you know, menu, and I think will particularly come advantage as we continue to improve the menu as a whole, maybe have multiple options there as they do at the high school. They can, even the a la carte items will be on here that parents can see for like the salad bar and subs that they do and everything. So I think this will be you know, a great improvement there, and we can update this. This will be, as you know, interactive but also live. So if for some reason we can't get something that's planned on the menu, we can update the menu online and see the newest item that's available, that will be available there. In the back end for our cafeteria staff, this creates a shopping list for them, so they can put in that, you know, we anticipate serving, you know, 200 lunches today, whatever the number may be, and it will, using the recipes that are built into the back end here for the staff, we'll figure out, okay, you need 6 cases of this item and 3 cases of this item and everything. So hopefully we'll help streamline some of the back end work as well for our cafeteria staff. So
That's just amazing
yeah,
to me.
yeah, this is.
But what hangs on our refrigerator now, when my boys were in school, we had, you know, the piece of paper.
Yeah. And you could print this out, and like I said, and put it on there. But I think one of the, you know, not just for allergens, but for kids with who are diabetic, they can, you know, check that out too. And, you know, being that's what Dustin said, that it's being live. So like if somebody was really looking forward to the house grilled cheeseburger and we didn't have any meat and they moved it to, I don't know, chicken sandwich, and who wants to eat a chicken sandwich? The kids, you know, you would know ahead of time.
Right.
You know, so we're very proud of where we're going with that. So, you know, kudos to Dustin for working really hard, Dustin and April for working really hard on bringing us into the 21st century.
And I think some of these improvements with improving the menu, you know, availability, but also improving the options. As I stated before, you know, last month, I think that our participation rates have really improved this year with meals being free, but we're hoping also that this will in turn possibly increase those available, you know, as well when people, you know what's coming up, see, and then additional menu items become available will help increase participation as well.
I think it's a great thing.
Healthy choices there too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, so we're really pleased with that. And surprisingly, they've had a meeting with all the cafeteria workers, and everybody's been, the managers and everybody's been really on board with it, so we're excited for
As
it.
with anything new, a little bit of anxiety, but they're all
Always.
looking forward to the, progress that can be made with it, so.
Food for thought too, on the morning announcements, the direct link to that would be good too, just so it gives them another, like, quick link to it. And there was a pun there, food
Okay.
pun.
So-
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
joke.
Thank you. All right, superintendent's report.
Just a couple things. First, one thing I want to say is I, sometimes I hear some, like when we're here voting and it's, yes, 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 yes. I want people to realize that there is a lot of information that's in the back channels of the board meetings. Not that they have meetings or anything, but the agenda's brought out to them. They're given board agenda notes to see what it is. And I've had meetings individually. If there's any questions at all on the agenda, I've had meetings individually with the board members if they have questions or anything. So it's not just a rubber stamp. I mean, I would say this board, working with a lot of boards, this board really does read the agenda very thoroughly. They read all the attachments very thoroughly. They're in meeting with Chris if they have questions. I mean, to the point of where they even have caught some things online. They're like, what is this? I mean, so they really do, their due diligence when it comes to the agenda, and we appreciate that, because one thing we don't want to have happen is just rubber stamp something and then, 10 years down the line, somebody says, how in the world did that get passed? So thank you for all your hard work on
So
that.
it works two ways. You provide information to us, but you're also, you, Chris, anyone involved, you're also very open to our questions, our, what's the rationale, whatever, so.
That's the
and
only
I
way. That's the
think-
only way it could work.
Yeah, and I think this board is very good about
Asking questions. Oh yeah.
looking into things.
You don't like my text at midnight?
Do you not get an answer at 12:05?
Sorry, Shelley.
So yes. Yes. I mean, so,
You text me at
Back off
midnight and
that
I'll
one.
respond
What?
at 6 a.m.
There was somebody in Chris's office, and I was up late one night, and I texted, what was her name?
Chris Bowling,
No, not her,
Kim?
Janet.
Janet.
Oh,
Thank
Janet
you.
Baker.
And so I email her, and it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. She emailed me back, to which my response was, you do have set office hours. What are you doing answering my email at 2 o'clock in the morning? Yeah,
it's because it's what we do. We get up at 3 o'clock and we check our emails and our
yeah.
text messages. It's
All three of these administrators right here have been very good at
So,
answering
yeah.
questions. They have been.
But you know what though, it doesn't work without you asking the questions, and that's, and again, that goes back to Chris's report on the expenditures, that we're all working together to do our best to give what we got going.
I think to also piggyback on that, it's our form of government. It's checks and balances.
Absolutely.
So, we're elected to monitor, am I a bean counter? No. Will I ever be a bean counter? Probably not. But I look through it enough that I pick up on certain things, or I read certain things that I pick up on. We're trying to check and balance. Will we catch everything? No, we're all human. But the plurality of us.
But you know what, and that's just it. It's not one person doing it.
Exactly.
It's all
It's the-
five.
it's the
So
plurality.
you're right. So with something that you might miss, somebody else might catch up. So,
Everyone has
So
a
I'm going to say
niche
one more
market.
thing.
okay.
This year we have, if I can.
Oh, you go right ahead.
We have something that's different since I started on the board is that when the agenda goes out and the notes go out and so forth, I get a lot of, I don't know a lot, but I've gotten several questions emailed to me from parents and asking questions about something prior to the voting or prior or afterwards. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the parents asking questions and giving us a chance, and if I don't know the answer, You know, I tell them I don't know, but I will find out. And I think it's, I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a really good thing, and I think too, you know, the starting of the practice of, once the agenda gets approved by, after I approve it for, to be sent out, that Dustin gets it ready and we send it out to everybody, you know, and through final forms. You know, our next goal is to make it available to everybody in the community, and that's what we're going to be working on. You know, so right now our families get it, along with the attachments, that was something that had never happened before. You know, so, I mean, our goal is to make us as transparent as possible. So, okay. I got one other thing. So when we come back, it's going to be January, and we know with January it gets cold. So a letter will be going out to the parents talking about snow days or cold days. And, you know, how do we do it? It is probably one of the most stressful experiences that I think I have ever done. I'm sure for Dustin too. You know, we start, if there's going to be a winter storm or something, we start looking at the forecast days ahead of time. And right at that point in time, all the superintendents get together. I mean, and that first is like, don't forget me on your chain link. Don't, you know, count me in. Don't, yeah. So I'm on like 5 different ones. So it's to make sure that we're all together. You know, we look at the timing of the weather, if the conditions are expected to get worse or improve, the road condition from our transportation, local officials. Dustin's usually out. I think this last one that we had, he was out at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30. I think he had to sleep in maybe to 3:45. Okay, 3:45.
Not quite, but okay.
You know, diesel, when it's cold outside, the diesel fuel can start to gel, so we have to, you know, be aware of that. The building conditions, especially when it's really cold, if we don't have any heat, you know, we can't have the kids sitting there, or if the pipes froze and you can't flush the toilets. The clearing the parking lots, the wind chill, and then other decisions that are made by the districts around us. And we're in contact with Springfield and Lakemore road crews. Sometimes, I mean, this last time you said they got out pretty early.
Yeah, they beat me out.
So that's because you slept into 3:45. So then, you know, I'm on the phone with Dustin, I'm on the phone with the other superintendents. We make the decision if we're gonna close or not. Our goal is to, if we can close it the night before, we'll close it by the night before. Now, there's a couple times that we close the night before and we're watching the sky and we're going, oh my goodness gracious, boy, we called the wrong one on that one.
Do something.
But please, just snow a little bit, you know, because I don't want people yelling, going, what did you close school for? But sometimes,
Err on the side of caution.
you know, you are on the side of caution. We will try to get everything, if we do it in the morning, we will try to do it between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. You know, the kids nowadays just don't get the excitement of watching the TV and watching the scrolling going by. So getting it on the TV is the last ditch effort. And it's, so, you know, getting it on, I mean, we already have Dustin already created a graphic that with them ready to go. So, you know, get it on Facebook, get it on our social media. I will do an all call, we will do a text. We will try to get everything done by 6 o'clock. You know what, sometimes that snow starts at 5:45 and it's coming down heavy. So, you know, we will do the best we can. But as always, it's a family decision. If you think that, you know, if school's in session and you just said, hey, I'm not driving this, I'm not taking a chance, you know what, that is your decision. And, you know, even though we believe kids should be in school whenever possible, just give us a call and say, you know what, because of weather, I'm keeping my kid home. And that'll be an excused absence. But guess what, before we know it, spring will be here. And hopefully we won't have to be talking about hot days in June. So
5 more days, days start getting longer.
For what?
5 more days and days start getting longer.
Yes, they do. So isn't that exciting?
December 21st.
As we all said, we have 3 days left, but who's counting to winter break? So I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. Be safe out there, have fun, relax, enjoy the time off. For those kids that are in sports and other activities, you'll be at school quite a bit. It's still a very busy week, so. I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, items worthy of your note, December 23rd, winter vacation begins. January 6th, classes resume. January 9 is the end of the second quarter, which is the end of first semester. January 10th is Teachers' Records Day, so no students will be attending on January 10th. January 14th, organizational and regular Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m. here at the Administration and Preschool Center. And January 20th is Martin Luther King Day, and there is no school that day. Any other dates that
I think there's some dates that should be on there, but we'll get them on
do you want to read them?
I don't have them.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying
Okay.
that I think
All right.
there's some dates in there.
At this time, are there any citizens' comments on any items?
Gentlemen, R2.
Nobody?
Okay, seeing none, then it is recommended that the meeting be adjourned at this time. A motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Been moved and second, Mr. Adams?
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hover.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Donnie,